coffee.
Oh, coffee. That's lovely. Ben, what are you drinking? Whiskey. Excellent choice. All right, welcome to the Practical Pistol Show. My name is Ben Steger. I'm here to answer your shooting questions. Joining me today from Triangle Tactical, Lucas.
Hey, I'm here from Triangle Tactical.
Wow. From Triangle. And Ben. Other Ben, I guess.
Strictly speaking, it's the Triangle Tactical podcast, so thanks.
Wow. You sound a little bit pedantic, but that's cool. We have to discuss briefly why anybody should care what you guys think. It's because you have a podcast, really. Ben is an IDPA masterclass guy and an A-class USPSA dude. Lucas is a B-class USPSA guy, and in the pre-show he told me he didn't know his IDPA classification, which sounds like bullshit to me.
He did duck out of shooting the classifier. He was conveniently busy recently, so.
I usually sign up as like expert, so that's a thing.
You can just sign up as whatever you want?
I don't shoot I don't shoot majors in IDPA, so I can just do whatever I want.
Okay, awesome. You learn things every day. Right, and well, what makes you guys mostly more interesting is that you have the Triangle Tactical podcast, which if people don't listen to, they should, because it's additional content in a content-starved market, as you guys know. Yeah.
And when we get desperate, we interview national champions. So.
Yeah, when you get desperate for having something else to talk about other than your dry fire or what annoys you at matches.
And what's legal in New Jersey or not.
Yes. Interestingly enough, I got a good email. Hi, Ben, enjoying the podcast and having some wine. I thought I'd send a note about an idea for a podcast. Hearing from the GMs is great, funny, and helpful. In addition, it could be cool to get a high CB A shooter on and get their perspective, since they represent the higher percentage of USPSA shooters, and see things through a different lens as they're moving up the ranks. Just a thought. Thanks for the good work. Yeah, what do you guys think of that?
I am here to be your resident B-class scrub lord tonight. So whatever you need from the B-class scrub lord, I'm here for.
All right, Ben, you can be the resident A-class gamer fag or whatever.
Yeah, this time.
All right, awesome. Okay, so you guys just had an interesting podcast. You talked about anti-competitors. Which I think is an interesting topic, and I think we discussed it briefly when I was on your podcast, or maybe I just glossed over it. But who is in charge? Which one of you two is in charge of the content? I don't know.
I think we just kind of bounce crap around all week long and then talk about whatever. So I don't know if either one of us is really in charge of the content.
Well, all right. Well, that means I'm going to pick on you, Lucas.
Go for it.
All right. What is an anti-competitor?
Well, it's like the dude at a match that comes up to you and is like, they see you air gun in the stage, and gamers, or the dudes that are like, at an IDPA match wearing the tactical vest and the Blade Tech holster and the Glock 34, who then talks down upon you because you're gaming the stage or something. And it's like, dude, you're gaming just as much as I am.
Yes. Ben, you agree with that assessment?
Yeah, and I mean it's funny because you see, guys will pick on the weirdest things, your belt or your shoes, when like probably the IDPA vest or anything else is the most competition specific equipment you get these days. Like, people actually wear those shoes in other sports. Nobody in the world wears like an IDPA vest anywhere else except like the shopping mall.
Did you see that news article recently? I don't know, was trending on Facebook or something, about a guy who got detained by police.
Yeah,
and searched because he was wearing a vest.
He worked for a news station. He was like the videographer for like a news station. Yeah, I saw that. It was crazy.
Ben, did you see this?
No.
Oh my God, we got to give you the skinny on this. So this guy was at a crime scene and filming, and for some reason he pissed off the police there. So the guy's like, well, maybe this guy's got a gun or something. So he like kind of detained him and frisked him to make sure he didn't have a gun on. And the justification was that he was wearing an IDPA vest.
I have to admit, I was disappointed. I was recently watching The Big Lebowski for the first time, and I knew that like at some point in the bowling alley, like Walter pulls out a gun, and I'm like, and I see him wearing an IDPA fishing vest, and all of a sudden it makes sense. He's like, he's gonna sweep it back and draw it. No, it was in a stupid bag, like off body carry. What's that? If you're wearing the fishing vest, carry it under the fishing vest.
Yeah, I mean that's one way to do it. Okay, so I think. Wait, who's giving me echo? That's gonna be Ben. Whatever. All right. I think it's really interesting that there seems to be, to me, a delineation between competitors, like people who want to get better and do better, and participants, people who just kind of go and do it. Yeah, and I don't. I'm definitely a competitor, but I don't give a shit if someone just wants to go to participate. That's totally fine to me, but it seems a lot of people who would be more participants have a problem with people who go and like who train and who want to do well, make a point of wanting to do well, want clubs to follow the rules, like that sort of shit. Do you get a sense of that, Lucas?
Well, yeah, I mean that's something I think we talked about in our other show was like, I had a guy come up to me one time and call me a grandbagger for dry firing, and I'm like, he's like, all you want is to get that G card. I'm like, okay, yeah, maybe I do want to get the G card. Like, is that a bad thing? This is a competition. I'm trying to become a better competitor. Like,
well, I don't think dry firing makes you a grandbagger.
I would agree with that.
That's not really what that means.
Well, but if all you ever do is dry fire classifiers, then you're never going to be good at field courses. So all these guys that spend 45 minutes a day shooting draws in El Pres, I mean, all they're doing is just trying to be paper GMs, clearly.
Well, yeah, I mean, maybe. I don't think there's a lot of that, but if you spend 45 minutes a day practicing properly, I can't imagine you not getting really good at some point. Yeah. I don't know. Ben, do you have people, now that you're trying to be good at shooting, I think more than you were, right? You're actually training now, and has that sort of created a rift between you and any of your shooting buddies?
Yeah, absolutely.
Really?
Well, I mean, it's one of those things that you try and help them out. You're like, hey, by the way, I figured this out the other day that if you do this or you reload this way, like this really helped me, and they'll go, okay, that's interesting, and then like ignore you, and at a certain point you just wonder like how interested are you in getting better, and how interested are you in just kind of showing up and getting out of the house and not having to see your wife on Saturday.
Oh, so you're still in kind of the phase of your development where as you improve, you want to like motivate people around you to improve.
Yeah, we're 131 episodes into that, by the way.
Okay. I grew out of that shit after like 2 years because I found that you're just annoying people around you. If you like if like I'm getting better and I'm training and I'm motivated about that stuff and I'm kind of evangelizing it and talking to people at matches or trying to get people to go practice with me, and after a while I think they just get annoyed and they're just like, oh, okay, you go do your thing, and I end up kind of practicing by myself and traveling to matches by myself and all that stuff. You'll get there, Ben.
I kind of feel it coming, but for now I hold out hope.
You hold out hope that you're going to motivate just one person.
Well, no, like there are a couple dudes. Like I mean, you find them like going to matches and stuff, and like we've started, talking on Facebook and posting about, dry fire drills. Like there's that, there's some Facebook groups and stuff out there, but it's not the people you see at the matches every day.
No, but those are people that are already motivated, independent of you motivating them.
Well, but I mean, motivation isn't a constant thing. You've got to keep it up, right? Like, I mean, if you just like keep going to matches and just kind of cruise through, it's easy for that to I don't know, drift away. You got to find new stuff to keep you motivated to keep working. Otherwise, it just becomes kind of normal and boring.
Yeah, I suppose so. All right, Lucas, you have anything else to say about anti-competitor competitors?
I don't think so. I mean, I just think it comes down to like if you're just there to shoot, just be there to shoot, but don't forget that it's a competition. Like we're scored and stuff, so yeah.
Well, what kind of I find annoying sometimes is when there's some like problem at a match, like some sort of competitive inequity or something's fucked up or some like prop isn't working right, and some guys are like, well, it's just a club match, I mean, fuck it, and then you're like, oh, like come on, like I want this to be, you know, sort of a legit match because you know, this is meaningful to me, and you kind of get pushback from guys who, you know, just don't give a shit.
But on the other hand, then you get the guys that like try and ruthlessly game a club match when like nothing is at stake. And I'm not like I know that now like we're in the position of making fun of gamers, but it's like the pointless gamesmanship of like, you know, having your hand like as close as possible to the gun at, you know, at a start position or something. You know, the stuff that, or like, you know, the start positions where, you know, you have to be touching these X's, but you're almost at a 45-degree angle because you're leaning so hard. And it's like, dude, is that you're in C class? Is that really like what's going to help you win C class? I don't know. It's about
that's not gonna help you win. That's not gonna help you win at all.
You gotta like care about the stuff that matters.
All right. Enough about that. If you guys want to listen to the whole podcast, which I think we pretty much just talked about, go listen to Triangle Tactical. I think it's episode 130, right?
130, yep.
Okay, excellent. All right, let's have a shooting question. It's about partial targets. And the guy says, what do you do to shoot good on partials? Trigger control, aiming at the center of the brown, or shooting in A no matter what, or do you just shoot like it's a normal target? I'll go with Ben first because you can shoot better than Lucas.
Well, I'm in production, so I always shoot A's, and so if the whole A zone is available, then I shoot it exactly like normal with no changes whatsoever.
Really?
No. I mean, you know, usually, I mean, it all depends on the presentation, right? I mean, if you only have half the A zone, then maybe you cheat a little bit outside towards the C. But I mean, you're still, it's about the risk reward of the target. I know that's kind of a bullshit non-answer, but I know that I have a good formal system.
Well, that's what it is. I mean, well, I have a semi-formal system where it's if you take a line draw a line from the center of the A to the center of the available brown, I'm going to aim somewhere on that line. It's just a matter of target distance and how risky it is, that sort of thing. And a lot of that, I think you have to sort out through experience, like shooting targets at a bunch of different partial arrangements at a bunch of different distances, and be paying attention to what kind of results you get. Because you definitely don't want to be hitting no shoots or getting misses, but at the same time you don't want to drop more points than you have to, I should say. That's a good way of looking at it.
Yeah, you let me do that like 3 times. You let me screw it up 3 times before you told me that at the class like a month ago. So that's what I was gonna say was like, you know, draw that line halfway through the A zone, halfway through the Charlie, and kind of aim there like.
Are you talking about like that partial behind barrels or something?
No, it was like 2 partials just on a stage, and I pulled 2 into the no shoot like 3 times in a row, and then you were like, no, dude, stop this, like.
Stop the madness, sir.
Yes.
Yeah, you don't need to be a hero and go for A's at these. Well, they're like 15-yard partial targets, and yeah, I mean when they start getting that, you know, that distant or whatever, at a certain point you got to stop being a hero. And just eat some C's in order to not eat no-shoot hits, because no-shoots are real bad. Real bad, apparently.
So the answer is basically go to the range and burn a couple thousand rounds figuring it out?
I mean, yeah. I hate to be a dick, but like, yeah, I mean, yes, you got to do that. But using the specific guidance that we just talked about, that will inform your practice and help you, I think, right? And you guys are fucking quiet.
I mean, we haven't done that yet, so there's something to try.
Okay, good. Well, thank you very much, guys. It's always fun to have you on, and I'm sorry that Candace missed you. Maybe the next time you guys come back, we'll have Candace too. Yes?
Sure.
Works for me.
Sure. All right. So Ben is the nerdy one from Triangle Tactical. Lucas is the guy who sounds a lot older than he is.
Apparently, I guess.
You didn't know that?
No, I heard that I sound like what did they say on duty?
Breaking Bad, Badger from Breaking Bad.
I sound like Badger from Breaking Bad, and I never knew that. And then I looked it up, and I do.
Yes, you definitely do.
All the things you learn on duty.
You learn a lot of things about like human anatomy, whatever. I don't know. Fuck that fucking websites. Train wreck. All right. Well, anyway, that's gonna do it for me. If you guys have a shooting question you'd like to have A and B class scrubs answer, head over to bensteiger.com and send it to me. I would love to answer it.